Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. We have a great show for you today. We have a professional saxophonist, and we get into all things related to music. We get into what it's like traveling, weddings, venues, gigs. We talk about it all. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much.
This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Warren and Dillon, the Midland's trusted personal injury lawyers. Here's some great advice from our sponsor.
Hey there, Brett Warren with Warren and Dillon. I wanted to talk to you today about some of the biggest mistakes you can make when it comes to dealing with insurance companies. I think one of them is giving a recorded statement to the insurance company. The problem is that the insurance companies, they're doing these recorded statements to help their case and to hurt yours. And so they're going to ask some sneaky questions that are designed to hurt your case. One quick example, they'll ask how many feet away you were from the other car when you first noticed them. Nobody really knows the answer to that. But what they're going to do is they're going to say, hey, you should have noticed that other car, and now you're 20% at fault. So do yourself a favor, just don't do it or talk to a lawyer first. Trusted advice, proven results, Warren and Dillon.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. We are Columbia's hottest podcast. When we first started doing this, our goal was to meet some of the coolest people in Columbia. We constantly had meetings and met people who we knew were really interesting, who we wanted to meet, and we figured this was the best platform to do it. And we're also, you may see our jerseys here, we are the sponsors also of Columbia Family Chiropractic. The hottest chiropractors in Columbia are also the sponsors of the hottest hockey team in Columbia. It's called the Back Checkers. So if you're ever looking for hockey in Columbia and you see bright orange, then you know Back Checkers is your team to cheer for. We have a great show today, and we have Darius Starks, who's the founder, owner, and CEO of D. Marcel Entertainment. And you are a professional saxophone player. Do you like the word saxophone, or do you like sax?
Saxist.
Saxist?
Are you a saxist?
I actually never been asked that question. I'm just so used to, saxophonist, Darius Starks. Yeah.
Darius the saxophonist?
Saxophonist Darius Starks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you like
yeah,
saxophone first.
Yeah.
Do people say you're sexual?
You've heard that before. Don't pretend no one said that to you. So you got a great fit on today. Got the gold watch. You got the blazer.
Oh, man.
What's on your shirt?
Oh, just a little, just
Elvis.
Elvis,
Yeah,
the man. Are you a big Elvis fan?
I'm a music guy, so I,
Yep.
I love different artists and
Yep.
yeah.
And there's always a little bit of beef. I played the trombone. Just a little bit about me before we start talking about you.
Okay.
We got a whole session on Randy's trombone.
And from 7th to 9th grade, and there was a point where I was told, just pretend that you're playing, don't actually play. So that gives you a little background about what I know and how I do. But there's always a little beef between the wind instruments, the brass instruments.
Right.
The drums are always trying to take over. You just never really can trust the flute players. so what was your intro to music? What did that look like?
Man, I guess I was just kind of born into it. My mom, she played piano, and she still plays. She plays for church, and I just so happened to go to my grandmother's church. They had a revival service, and they had a special guest saxophonist. He played Amazing Grace, and as soon as he played, I was like, "What is that?
Yeah,
I want to be just like him." I remember that I was 10 years old, and from that, I think that was summertime, and my dad got my first sax for Christmas that same year, and never put it down.
Wow.
What's your mom's name?
Artina Starks. Yeah.
And she just loves music.
Yep.
What did that look like in your house? Were you guys singing and dancing? And
Oh,
you
man.
how some people pray and they always sing a song for prayer?
Yep. Every holiday, we gather around, play music, sing, and like all our family would just come all together and just vibe out and just
I love
play
that.
our hearts out.
So your parents had to listen to hours and hours of just practice. Was it a little?
It was
did
rough.
you have your own little studio? Did they make you go out in the garage?
Yep. I'll be sweating in the garage, man. Summertime, either in the garage or in my room. If it's too hot in the summertime. But yeah, countless hours. I remember even graduating from college, coming back to the house, which was crazy, and then a little adjustment, but just taking the time. I practiced for 3-4 hours a day, every day.
Wow.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Columbia Family Chiropractic, with 3 easy-to-get-to locations, one in Forest Acres, which is by Trader Joe's, one in O'Neill Court by the DMV, and one in the Northeast by Sand Hills. You'll be sure to have somewhere near you. They offer a ton of services from corrective care, on-site digital x-rays, spinal decompression for bulging or herniated discs, dry needling for injuries, pediatric care, and a Class 4 laser. They accept all your major insurances. And if you mention this ad, you'll get a discount on your first appointment. Check out their website at cfc4health.com or Google Columbia Family Chiropractic. That's cfc4health.com.
Same song over and over. What does practice look like when you know you want to become a professional?
It's different things. Technique wise, tone wise, it's different. Just learning different types of songs. It's so many ways. It's like I feel like you can never be a master of something. You always have something that you can learn. But you can always get better. But yeah, so man, it's so many different things.
When did you become like a professional? Did you have any jobs before, or were you right out of the gates just professional? Like
Man,
knew you were good?
It just kind of happened. Even in high school, I'll have like, small gigs here and there, hey, come play for
Yeah.
my birthday. And it just kind of progressed as I got older and got, more, I guess, known in town and whatever. And so really after I graduated from college is when it took off. Just kind of meeting different people, making connections, and just kind of rolled into
Sweet.
everything. Yeah.
Are there a lot of saxophone artists around, like in the Midlands?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, there are? Nice.
Yeah. We kind of have our own community. But yeah, I mean, it's not like a lot,
Right.
but it's about I would say about 10 to 15.
Oh, no kidding.
That I know of, and they're always growing. So, but yeah.
And then what are the main things? So I know weddings are a big thing for you. What other things, events and things would one hire a saxophone player?
You name it, man.
Really?
I've I
What's
played
some weird
crazy
stuff?
What the weirdest event that I played at?
Mm-hmm. I'm like visualizing like somebody calls you like, hey, I'm going to make love with my wife. Will you play outside the door?
It hadn't got that crazy before. I would say the weirdest. I was probably scared for my life once I realized and I stopped doing house calls.
Oh, God.
I didn't know it was a drug dealer.
What?
Really?
Yeah, man. I walked in the house
Jeez.
and I just, yeah.
What does a drug dealer house look like? I can't even visualize it.
Just drugs everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Chicks.
Yep.
Probably some nudity. Was there
Yeah.
nudity?
No.
Chicks,
However,
nudity, and drugs
when
everywhere.
I walked in,
You can tell we haven't been in a lot of those houses before.
and me either. Me either. That was the first time, and I was like, whoa, because I didn't realize what was going on. And so I, walking up to the house, and it was like 2 guys, and I didn't know who the client was. And so it was 2 guys in front of me because we just got there at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, okay, this must be a friend or something for a party,
Right.
whatever they got going on. And I guess, I walk in, it was like 5 other people.
Oh, God.
And I'm walking in, I'm like, yo, I'm the saxophonist. Where you want me to set up at?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, they didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who they were. And the guy, he was upstairs, and I'm just walking in here. And they told me, you know, you could just set up over there. So I set up in the living room, and I'm seeing all this stuff on the counters.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, oh wow. What in the world
What
did I
kind
get
of party
myself
is this?
into?
Yeah.
Was it neat? I'm picturing needles everywhere. Those little, you
No.
know, those little bands people put around their arm.
It was actually fairly clean.
Oh,
Good establishment.
Yeah.
Did a
yeah.
nice job with their
Yeah. And it was crazy. It was in a decent neighborhood. and-
Really?
yeah. So that was.
What did they call the party? Like, was there a name for it? Like, hey, well, I want you to come play at my.
Well, he
plank?
was just showing off for, I guess, his girlfriend at the time.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess I came there a little earlier than what I was supposed to.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
They weren't ready for
Yeah,
it.
they wasn't ready. And then, but it turned out nice. The caterer came and everybody else cleared out.
you just got there too early.
Then what are you rolling in with? Do you carry the saxophone in a container, or you just roll that right around your neck?
I have a sax bag.
Okay.
I just put it on my.
And then a little pop up or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, a little speaker, Bluetooth speaker.
Maybe some business cards.
Yeah, of
Couple
course.
business cards. Nice.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what you're going to wear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I was looking at your Instagram. You've got some where
it
you
is
just like,
fire.
yeah, just open shirts.
Yeah,
Sometimes if it's a beach vibe.
Yeah.
Do they ever say like, hey, you're a little too good looking? Maybe just like keep your shirt on for this one?
Man, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not really, believe it or not, I'm really not into fashion that I'm just starting to learn fashion.
Really?
Because there's there's standards for what's different fields would wear. Like when you think chiropractor, you think, I
Hockey
kind of know what they're
jerseys.
going to wear.
Yeah.
Hockey player, you know, he's probably going to be wearing board shorts to events. But when I think of pianist, I think, which is kind of funny, like saxist and pianist. I think of the little monkey suit, and they're up there just playing.
Jam it away.
Yeah. But I don't really know the other instruments, what would be considered normal.
Yeah. I guess for me, you know, I feel like I'm just starting to find my like fashion thing. Cause
Yeah.
man, 3-4 years ago, Adidas pants and a sweater, call it a day.
yeah.
Or just some black jeans and a black shirt.
Let the music
Easy.
speak for itself at that point.
Right. But now my wife, she's into fashion and everything like that. And so once we met, she
She's
was like,
coaching
"Oh
you
no,
now."
you can't go out like that. You gotta
Yeah.
spice it up a little bit."
Oh,
so
yeah.
Dude, I love the transition into your wife. I knew when I saw your Instagram, you have husband as the number one thing on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which that's how I
Wow.
knew that you were newlywed. So give us that story too. Were you just playing at a bar somewhere and she came up to you and was like, "Hey, here's a $5 tip and my number"?
that's exactly. We actually met at the time. She was a bartender at the Grand, and I played there every Wednesday. And so just kind of us talking
Yeah.
across the bar, getting to know each other. And I lied, and I was like, "I got a photo shoot coming up." And you know, I love for you to style me because you know, of
Yeah.
course, she's into fashion and everything. And so I had
You didn't
nothing
have a-
planned. Had nothing planned,
That's
but
a
I had to
good
get that
move.
number.
Yep.
That's good.
I had to get that number, and we just kind of
That's
started from
smart.
there. Yeah.
Dude, I've never thought about like making it a business transaction to land digits. It's like, hey, I got.
It's an expensive way to pick up girls. I don't even like spending $5 on a drink, but did she give you a quote? Did she do it for free, or did she give you a quote for
Man,
styling her?
We didn't even.
There
we
was
didn't
never
even do
even
the
a-
shoot.
There was never a shoot.
When I tell you, I
That's
had
a
nothing
good way to do
planned, Yeah. So it all worked out. She was like,
That's awesome.
You never had that photo shoot.
So do you start with text now? We've been out of the game. Or
What year is this? Give us a roughly what year did you meet her?
21.
Okay, so
Yeah,
like
21.
COVID-y.
Yeah.
They were still
21,
letting
22.
you blow sax during COVID.
Yeah, man.
Did you go through a mask or no?
You had like a little hole in the mask. And
No, man. I actually caught COVID 4 times.
Did you? Because you're out in the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good though.
Yeah.
You needed it.
Yeah. Put some hair in your chest, huh?
Were you sharing like mouthpieces or something with somebody?
No, I guess it's just
It's a lot of blowing. You're
time-
breathing and blowing a lot.
yeah, and then being around a lot
Pull
of
the
people.
microphone up just a little bit. Yep, there.
Being around a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially, and I always used to get it around like December when, you have a lot of parties, Christmas parties and stuff. And that's the busiest time of the year for me. And I guess, my immune system kind of gets low.
Yeah.
So,
Not enough vitamin D, not enough sleep,
yeah.
too much partying at the Grand.
Right, right.
That,
Yeah,
so you've been, how long were you at the Grand then? That's a cool gig to do every week.
I still do it every now and again. I really don't do that much playing around Columbia anymore. Just kind of do more so, if I am, it's more so private events. But I do the Grand when I can, and then I play at Hall's Chop House every Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Love that.
During the
brunch.
day or brunch?
Yeah.
Does your wife come and watch?
Sometimes.
Does she like saxophone? Like, honestly.
Yeah, she does. I think she's just so used to it now.
That's what I was wondering. It's like, I feel like initially she'd love it. And then I was wondering if she gets numb to like, you can't romance her anymore with sax.
I still can.
You
man.
got it
Yeah,
still?
I still got it. I still got it.
That's good. Tell us a story.
Kenny G.
But yeah, like, I surprised her one time before we got married. We had a show at Middle C Jazz in Charlotte. And, just that day we went and visited the wedding where we were getting married and everything. And so we had a concert that night at Middle C, and I just kind of did a little thing, special tribute to her. Yeah,
That's a good move. Tribute.
Yeah.
I was picturing you like waking her up with it.
Man,
Shirtless.
She walks in the
Roll
door
over.
after a long day of work and you're shirtless playing the saxophone.
We visualize too much weird stuff.
Right,
over here. A lot of shirtless when we go to his Instagram, just focused on shirtless. So or I guess, no, let me go this direction. What's your go-to song for, I guess, the audience? Their style? Do you go more like pop or do you go more jazz, kind of free flow?
it kind of depends on the vibe. I will say I have like a DJ type
Yeah.
aspect, depending on the vibe, the type of event. I can go down the jazz route, or I can go down the R&B route, or pop. So it just kind of depends on what kind of event it is.
Do you like when people start singing along? Like, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I get a good foot tap or a head nod, yeah, that's giving me some energy right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking of your ideal event, what does that look like? Like, would it be Tom's 50th
party.
birthday? Pool party would be a good one. A kids party.
Man, I really enjoy doing weddings.
Yeah.
That's really what I do the most now, and I enjoy it every time. Just talking with all my clients, and trying to get their vision, and seeing that the day of, and everything coming all together, and just being a part of their special wedding. So that's probably my favorite
Nice.
out of all.
Do you know Alexandria Woodruff? Woodruff? Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
What does she do?
She's a wedding planner.
He's Alex
I've heard
Madison.
of her.
Alex Madison. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But she would be a good person for you to connect to too, because she has tons of weddings.
Yeah.
And she has a whole internship program for her students coming up. So you'd probably be introduced to people who then become wedding planners in different areas of the of Columbia, but they go to Charleston and Greenville and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Do you go? Do you travel?
Yeah, most definitely. I go to Charleston a lot, of course. Matter of fact, I'm going there every weekend the month of April.
That's awesome.
Wedding season.
Yeah. And then I got a couple destination weddings. I'm going to Cancun, Denver, San Francisco, New Orleans.
That's great.
Yeah. So
Dude, the New Orleans scene is wild, probably.
yeah.
You're
a lot of saxophone.
Yeah, like you're a big fish in a little pond in Colombia, and you go to New Orleans, and it's a different world.
It really is. It really is. But all the places I'm going, they're for weddings.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, so what's a work week look like for you? Is it mostly weekends? Is that your work time? Like what, or is there stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah. Sometimes, mostly during the week, it's mostly restaurants, here and there,
Yeah.
and then weekends, I'm out playing for private events.
Nice. Do you play any other instruments?
No, just sax,
saxophone.
just sax. I sing a little bit, but that's mainly just sax. Yeah.
What kind of? I mean, you opened the door to sing a little jingle for us
man,
there.
no.
Yeah, that's gonna
man.
be Boys to Men for sure.
Do you know any Boys to Men stuff?
Casey and JoJo.
Backstreet Boys.
Although we come
Yes.
to the end of the road, little boys and men.
Yeah, buddy.
That is
That's good
amazing.
stuff.
I wish I could do that so bad.
Now, do you so you, in your song repertoire, like how many songs do you know, and are you memorizing all these?
Yeah,
Literally, like just hundreds of songs.
yeah.
And how does that work? Like I always wondered, how the hell do you do that?
I've been doing it since I was little, really. Even before I even learned how to read music, because my mom played piano. She'll hit a note on the piano, and I'll try to find it on the horn. And so just kind of like doing that and learning even before I got a teacher. And so I kind of build up that skill at an early age. And so, yeah, so I'm learning new
That's
songs just
crazy.
about every week. So just with special requests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Do you have like a list? So say you're going to a wedding or you're going to halls. Do you have a list that you're like, I'm gonna go, 1 through 10, or I'm gonna, start with this and kind of take some people that requests?
yeah, I take requests. I'd have different, like, I make a little playlist or whatever. I never know exactly what I'm gonna play until I kind of get there and catch the vibe.
That's cool.
But yeah, I never go in knowing what I'm gonna play.
What's your opener? Do you stick with the same opener?
No, not really.
Really?
I will say I would stick with a jazz tune.
Yeah.
To kind of start off to, I don't want to do anything too pop. I got to kind of build my way up,
Yeah.
So something like a smooth jazz or standard jazz type thing to start it off.
So what about tipping? How does that work? Because I never really know what the appropriate amount is.
Yeah. What's a disrespectful tip? Obviously $0, but like, is there something where somebody throws in, you're like, eh.
I would say change. Anything but change. Like, come on.
It's gotta be paper. Okay. See, that's good to know.
At least throw $1 in there. I mean, but change, come on.
Yeah, I feel you. Because like even when you buy something at a restaurant and you get change back, I sometimes feel bad throwing it in the tip jar.
And like no tip is better than 19 cents. I think people should know that.
Yeah.
But $1 is better than no tip. For
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you ever see someone throw like a 20 or a 50 in there, and you
yeah.
you just give. What do? You give them like a little nod,
Little
eye
wink.
contact.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
What's
man.
up, dog? Yeah.
Anything you want to hear? Special request?
Yeah.
I'll play a song. Especially if you put $100 in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how many songs you want me to play?
That's right. And what's the most off the wall song you've had requested? And I'm assuming they would have had to put a 50 in there to ask for this song.
Lollipop.
Is that like the one that's like lit?
Yeah.
The candy shop. Yeah.
That's great.
And
That's good.
how'd it go?
It went well. I actually, it was surprising. Where I was playing at, I would only play it there. I would not play it anywhere.
Right.
We were in the right place to play it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a strip club. That's probably what.
Almost.
All right,
Yeah.
I got this. So when you're playing, what are you looking at? Like, where are you making your eyes? Are you working the room and trying to make eye contact with people? Are you kind of just looking at your sax? Are you getting lost into space?
Man, it really depends. Sometimes because I'm so used to like, sometimes I be thinking about something else, or I need to do something at the house.
I gotta go grocery shopping. But before your wife, you had to be were you just looking at girls? Like trying to get them to see you?
Oh yeah,
And then, kind of walking around them. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw some of your body movements on Instagram, and man, they were
man.
good. You see those?
I got stuck on the shirt. The first shirtless photo I saw, I didn't get any further.
This is good. Yeah, because I mean, it is interesting because you do kind of have to dance with the sax a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like a partner
Yeah.
where you're working the lower half while working the top. Hold that down. Oh man. Now, do you do like where you make the sounds with your mouth before you play them? Like when you're just out in public, like right now you don't have a sax, but would you like be humming it or like trying to?
Yeah, I will say the way I play is how I would sing it. So, I guess for me learning the instrument, I'm able to like speak through my instrument just like how I would sing the actual song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I feel like sometimes, like when I was listening to your stuff, then I found myself in the bathroom just trying to like do it with my mouth. And I was wondering if that happens for you.
No, and I guess too with the structure, I wouldn't be able to like how you played with the trombone, like actually like, because trombone you have to like hum it to find the different pitches.
He wouldn't know.
No, you have to buzz. She kept telling me you got to keep buzzing.
Yeah, you have to buzz. Yeah, like to find the different pitches or whatever. But that's kind of different for me because I just blow in and press a button.
So I remember, and this is 8th grade, so I was way more immature then than I am now. But there's a little spit valve on it because as you're blowing, spit accumulates.
Yep.
And I would sneak up behind my brother and I would open it and blow into it. And all of a sudden, they just have all the spit from all my practicing right on him.
Oh, God.
That is tragic.
I don't. But you have to go empty your spit valve every once in a while, right? People don't understand. Other than us musicians,
Does a sax have
Well,
one?
no, we don't have one.
oh, there's not a spit valve.
No, it's not. But because sometimes I make the mistake because our bell, it's like a curve. So all the spit gets,
In the bottom,
In
I
the
always
bottom.
pictured a little valve there.
and so sometimes if I'm packing up my instrument,
You got to dump it?
yeah, I have to dump it.
Oh,
And then sometimes it gets on my pants. I'm like,
don't do it.
now it
to
shows
me.
it looks like I done peed on myself.
Yeah.
Where do you go to dump
That's
it?
got to smell. Does it smell too?
It doesn't have a smell.
Okay. Good.
It's the
good
consistency.
dental
You know the
hygiene.
consistency of spit, though.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
like
Filthy.
water. It's
Yeah.
Sticky.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I try to clean it out. I swab out my horn every time I play it, but it helps not to like drink sweet drinks and stuff or eat. That definitely does help. Yeah.
How long do you typically go before you take a break? Like at a session,
I normally do about 45 minutes to an hour.
and then take a
Then I
break.
take a break. Yeah.
Like what would be a normal, like a private event? Would you go for 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour? What would be your normal?
I would say 3 hours max. Depending on what type of event. If I'm playing with like a DJ or something, I can do like the whole 3 to 4 hours
Right.
max. But that's about it.
a lot.
I normally 3 is kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
Normally do like an hour or 2.
Do you ever sit down while you play, or are you always standing?
Yeah. Restaurants I sit down because, especially depending on the type of restaurant, it's just more so like
Yeah.
elevator music, kind of like laid back type things. But private events, I mostly stand up the time for that.
If I were standing at the what's the opening call to the saxophone, like where the sound comes out,
Oh, where the mouthpiece is? Yeah.
but on the other side of it, what the
Where the bell is?
is that? What is the bell?
Yeah.
Would I feel your air coming out?
No.
Okay. Because I was thinking about that for a restaurant. We were at an event in chiropractic school for a guy we knew who played he played a flute or piccolo or one of those.
Yeah.
And it was a whole orchestra.
Yeah.
And we were right in the front. And no joke, we could feel the air blowing on my face. And I
wow.
lost it. Like crying, like laughter first, because I was like, what am I doing here?
Right.
And then the feeling of like blowing it, and then I was like, it's so gross, but like hilarious for some reason.
That is crazy.
That's
You
what,
felt-
yeah. And I don't know if that was normal or like, I was thinking in a restaurant, if you were like blowing on me, I'd be so mad.
Well, flute is different because you're
flute is
blowing
different.
across.
Yeah, because I think it's like, I know kind of going into percent, but it's like 40% of the air goes into the horn,
And the rest is,
and the rest is just
just buzzing into my face.
Yeah,
It
so
was,
that's-
it was
that's
a
why you
group.
was-
Yes, it was like a group, and we were so close.
Well, we showed up. He invited us to come watch him. We were like, all right, we'll
Call it, yeah.
support you and
Yeah.
come see it. And I thought it was going to be an event, like 100 people, 150 people.
Yeah.
We show up and it's a house and in like a living room.
Yeah.
And there's 3 other people. And
Like
they're
the
like,
parents and like kids of the others.
they're like, yeah, come on up and sit right in the front row. So there's 9 of us sitting there. No clue what a flute even does.
Yeah, we weren't prepped for it.
Ooh. Yeah, flute is a hard instrument. I tried to play it, but nah, that's
Yeah. Now, did you say you're from here, right? Are you from Columbia?
born and raised. Yep.
Great.
Irmo side.
Irmo. You still live on that side of town?
No, I actually live now on the northeast side.
Right around here?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Good to have you. We love the Northeast.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself doing, like, how many suit coats do you have?
Mm.
You got to have a lot of suit coats.
Yeah. I think I have about 15.
15.
Yeah, 15 to 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like that's your general fit that you're going to wear. It's like a t-shirt, suit coat.
Yeah, for the most part.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
Now
a
for
trench
weddings, I'll probably, have like a dress shirt or
Buttoned on, like
Yeah.
4 buttons.
yeah.
Yeah. Get the
Yeah.
chest out. Smart. Do you do like you always do necklaces or
Yeah, I love this, man. I always wear this.
just
I
one or
never
do you
really
do
take it off. That's just one. Yeah.
Randy sometimes he dabbles with 3
Yeah.
different
Okay,
colors
come on,
like gold,
yeah.
silver.
Here's my life
Depending on the
philosophy.
vibe.
If one is good, 3 has to be great. Turns out it doesn't work for chains as well as I thought it would.
All right, how about does pollen mess with you? Like
I am struggling,
Yes.
around this time. But I have to. My allergies are so bad. I have to get like the allergy D
really?
behind the counter. Yeah. But especially being outside and in Charleston, I don't know. I guess where the venues are is just so many trees. Yeah, so it's definitely a struggle when I'm outside doing a gig around
Right.
this time. Yeah.
Does wind affect you outside? I was thinking about that.
Depending on how much wind.
Heavy wind.
Because it's
like
like,
a
if it's
tornado.
wind, like
Yeah, like
can't
hurricanes.
breathe. If that, how fast it's coming at me.
Right.
But not necessarily. But I will say the heat. The heat, yeah.
Kind of nice though. You can get real sweaty and be fine, right?
Until I pass out, yeah.
Now, do you do breath work exercises? Like, are you training your breath? No.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll do like long tones,
Right.
just to kind of, I guess, warm up my lungs and everything like that. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. What is that? Is there something in the sax world that like you have a record for the longest thing that somebody's played or?
Yeah, I actually have mastered circular breathing, so I can actually play a note
Like
for
nonstop.
nonstop.
Seems like nonstop.
You're breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth simultaneously.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Dude, we
That's
all should
awesome.
be learning that.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you do? How do you do that? What's that? What's the steps look like for that? Like, I don't even. I'm trying
you
to.
actually learn how to do it with a glass, just a cup of water and a straw.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just.
That's how I practice on doing it, and then I gradually, converted that to the instrument.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't even think of that before. All right, this is a different direction.
Okay.
Always.
I like to switch it up sometimes. If I feel like it dies off, then I want to go into something that I think is fun. What kind of conspiracy theories are you into?
Ooh.
Most
I
of
don't
them
know
are
if
true.
I-
Most of them are true now.
I don't know. I'm not really in. I can't think of any right now.
Well, and I'll tell you why this came to my head, because we were talking about the pollen, and I was just hearing someone say that they think the pollen is coming
Yes.
from weather geoengineering, and they're spraying so much
It's
stuff
not really pollen. It's
that
chemicals.
it's changing, or it could be chemicals, or it's changing the way that the trees act because they're messing with the sun. And they always go back to, well, they just passed a law saying you're not allowed to engineer weather in Florida and Tennessee. So if they're passing laws saying you can't do it anymore, then they must have been doing it before. But then that got me going down the road of what does a Saxist get into in the conspiracy space? Some people like to go
I'm into all of it.
JFK. The JFK stuff's
Yep.
really hot right now.
Yeah. I will say, I met this older guy, and he went on a tangent. I don't know how how we got there, but he was talking about like the COVID shot, and like he was just going in deep, saying something about like your genetics is not the same with the type of shot that they had, that your original genetic gene is not the same anymore.
Yes. I have heard that. The mRNA, the
Yeah.
mRNA
Yeah.
side of it changes your genes.
Yeah. And then he also said too, I think something relating to that, they're actually able to put something out to where they can make you think certain things.
Really?
Yeah, he was going in deep.
He went
yeah,
really
he was going in deep.
You're just
And-
like, I'm here to play saxophone.
yeah, I'm here for the gig, yo.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, well, you're here. You can't move. Let me just talk to you for 20 minutes.
That's really what happened. And he was just there, just kind of helping out with the band and stuff, that the band I was playing with. So he really had no reason to be there. But yeah, so there we are. Yeah,
Yep.
here we are.
Nice. Do you, post wedding, do you get to hang out at the reception?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, most of the times. But I really,
Some of them you probably don't want to.
I just kind of,
Vibe's not there.
yeah. But I just, I definitely speak to the bride and thank you, just kind of jet out. Yeah.
What's your go-to cocktail?
Tequila.
Yeah.
Tequila and soda water.
Nice. Little
Yeah.
lime,
Healthy.
And a lime, yeah.
maybe some salt.
Yeah.
Salt the rim.
Yep. But that's really my go-to. I don't really like sweet drinks or bourbon. Like, just give me tequila and soda water, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Is there any-
Espelon, Lalo, one of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there's things like for your throat that you keep on hand to make sure it's not drying out, or
No, not really.
really don't have to worry about like candies or anything, like a Werther's Original?
I just try not to do any sweet things before I play,
That's what.
because it'll cause my instrument to get sticky and all that stuff. But I don't really, because I don't sing like that, and it really doesn't bother me if my throat is like, unless it's like dry or whatever, but I
Right.
can just get some water. But yeah.
Have you ever had to cancel on anybody? just because of like sickness or? Tell me you're 100% right now.
No. It's been a while though.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm able to like press through it, even if I got a cold
Yeah.
or something like that. You know, especially last minute, I can't back out of a gig. Yeah.
And when you had your own wedding, did you get a saxist there?
No, I didn't do a sax.
You didn't
man.
want
And
to go that
nobody else
direction.
gonna play sax but me.
Yeah.
What'd you do for music?
So I had a harpist for the prelude.
Well, a harpist.
Yeah,
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
You didn't
yeah.
expect that.
I love a good harpist at a wedding.
I didn't even know there was a harpist. Who was the harpist? Do you want to shout him out?
Yeah. Tanae Freeman. She lives here in Columbia.
Tanae.
Yeah, and she can sing too. She
Harpist.
did the ceremony as well.
You go up and request lollipop.
Not quite.
That's cool. And then,
But yeah.
What else was musically there that you got to decide, or was it a lot of your wife's input?
Nah, music was all mine. Now everything else was all hers.
Yeah.
But I had music. So we had a harpist for the prelude. We had 2 vocalists for the ceremony and a keyboardist. Then we had John Rooks. I don't know if you know John
Yeah.
Rooks.
We do know John.
For the cocktail hour. Good vibes.
Sweet.
And then we had a full band. It's a band out of Greenville, Fly Fidelity. And it's about a 8 or 9 piece band.
Sweet.
2 vocalists and a horn section. And yeah, they was dope.
You went all out.
Yeah.
Is your wife in the music biz now, or what's she doing?
Man, she does interior design
Sweet.
and marketing.
Nice.
Yeah, so she works under LTC with Sarah Middleton and
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, Sarah was on the show.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
During COVID, those years where like things were shut down, what were you doing?
Playing golf.
Were you nice?
Yeah. I learned how to play golf. I had a great time.
Where at?
We used to golf at the time I used to live in Red Bank. So the closest one was in Batesburg, Indian River. I
Oh
believe.
yeah, that's now
Out there.
Selena.
Yeah. And then sometimes we'll go to Oak Hill, yeah.
Yep.
And it's been some time after that because once COVID lifted,
Right.
that's the last time I.
Right. Now you're yep.
We had, so probably around the time you were playing, we had an advertisement at Oak Hills for our chiropractic side of our business.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, that photo right there.
Yep, that was what was on it.
Wow.
So it's a photo of me and Tom holding a bunch of third place trophies
Any
or
trophies
just
we got.
anything we've ever got.
Yep.
And then we made our staff stand and our wives stand beside us, like acting like they were so impressed about our third place trophies. And that was the ad that we put into there.
Perfect. So y'all golf as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet, yeah, Tom, he started when he was younger, used to be a little better than me.
Yeah.
Still
I've
am.
kind of I've overtaken him pretty
No.
recently.
Never. Not even close. Yeah, we should go golfing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
gotta
Let's
get
do
you
it.
back out there.
Yeah, because right now my club's got
Dust on
spider
it.
webs and
Yep.
everything on it now.
What's the best part of your game?
Long game.
Hitting nukes.
You like to
Yeah,
bomb it?
I'm
tee.
terrible. My short game is terrible.
but you can hit a bomb off the tee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can get it right down. Yeah.
Yeah, Randy hits it like 150, 160.
I
with
got a
his
new
driver.
swing plane. I'm just laying it way out there. My short game's good and my long game's good now.
Hey.
Full package.
Yeah.
He's the full package. How many saxophones do you own?
Oh, I have 4.
4?
Yeah. I have 4.
And then you have like ones that's like one's your go-to. And
Yeah.
like 3 special occasion guys.
Yeah, I have one. My go-to now is the one I recently got 2 years ago. It's actually a copper finish, and I always get compliments on it. The one before that was a black and gold one. It's
Steelers guy?
not really. I'm not really into sports, so I don't really have a team. But don't tell my wife. She's a Eagles fan.
Oh,
An Eagles fan, yeah.
is she from the north or is she from here?
She's from all over. She grew up mostly in Seattle,
Okay.
military.
Yeah.
Yeah, now her family lives in Hawaii. So it's always nice to go visit them for vacation and stuff.
That's great.
So 4 saxophone. Saxophones are not cheap. I know that
For sure, yeah.
as a former trombonist. Have you ever been
30 years ago.
Have you ever been stiffed? When was the last time you got stiffed on a gig?
Stiffed? Or you mean like not
they
getting
didn't pay?
paid?
They didn't pay.
Oh, it's been a while. Most of the time I get mine
Get it ahead of time.
before, yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably say about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was playing for a restaurant, and they said, "Oh yeah, we'll pay you. We'll pay you. We'll just send it in the mail." And it never came. I'm like, "Yo, where's this check?"
Yeah.
And they sent the check, and it bounced.
Oh, God. So then you had to pay a fee.
Now I had to pay a fee.
Right. It costs you.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So now I just
Get it up front.
mine. Yep. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
And how do you price it if you're comfortable talking about that? Or do you do it individually for each one, or it's more for a Saturday, or if there's extended time maybe?
Yeah. So I will say with private events, I start around 1,500 ish, and then on up, depending on how long and what kind of all you need and everything like that. Yeah.
That's nice.
Nice. And then how do people book you? Like if they're listening or they want to get on your schedule?
Yeah. Through my website, Darius Starks Music. Yep. And they will go fill out the booking form. And I work with a company down in Charleston, Other Brother Entertainment. They kind of help with my bookings.
Other Brother Entertainment?
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
And they probably have to book a month or 2 or 3 out at least.
At least. I'm actually currently looking for the most part of this year is pretty much booked up. So we're looking in, I'm getting stuff for 27 now.
Wow.
27 even.
Yeah.
You might be Columbia's hottest saxophonist, like our show, which is Columbia's hottest podcast.
Hey.
Yeah. Saxist. Columbia's hottest saxist.
Saxist.
Yeah, that's what we need a t-shirt that says that.
Yep. Great. So what's the vision for you? Do you want to stay keep it one man show? Do you see yourself bringing in other talent, like making a...
Yeah, eventually I still want to do, my solo stuff, but I want to start my own entertainment company, which I'm kind of doing now. Just outsourcing the gigs that I can't do.
Yeah.
So just building on top of that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And entertainment company would be like for like private, like what you're doing, but on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Multiple different places, same weekend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where on your website can you see what dates are available, or is that more people just send you dates and then you look?
Yeah, just more so like the second. Yeah.
If it's during the week, is it more likely that you're available?
Oh, most
in
definitely.
2025, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the week, yeah, most definitely. But weekends, especially around this time, and like because of wedding season. And then October is like the second wedding season because it's
right,
nice weather and everything. Yeah.
And you're a married man now, so you got to make sure that you have time for date night.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
When is
Balancing is tough, but we're starting to get in the swing of things. We have our Sunday dinners where we, kind of, make sure we all good and hang out with each other. And most of the time during the week, we're kind of all over the place and weekend. But on Sundays, we try to make our time. Yeah.
Love that. Wait, I've got my 15-year wedding anniversary coming in April this year. It goes by fast.
Yeah.
But the first year, I would say, is a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
The things that I didn't realize when I got married was sleeping in the same bed as someone is extremely hard.
Yeah.
You have to navigate, like, who goes to bed when, covers, temperature.
Temperature is a thing. Yeah.
There's so many variables. It's hard enough to get a good night's sleep if it's just you in a bed. Then you add another person into it, and
Yeah.
it changes the dynamic.
Yep.
And then like cleanliness, there's always one person who wants it cleaner than the other person, and that seems to be a big thing.
And it's different things too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because I'm like I can't stand dirty dishes in the sink. But then her, like clothes on the floor is like
That's
her
her
thing.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I could see that.
Yeah.
What's your workout regimen right now?
Man, I love walking, man.
Nice.
Walking in the neighborhood. Then I'll do some like stuff at home.
Push-ups.
Yeah, push-ups.
Sit-ups.
Yep.
How old are you?
30. I'll be 31 this year, yeah.
it's a good age.
Yeah.
Great age.
Yep.
Still got a six-pack too.
Well, something like that.
That's good. This has been amazing. This
Yeah.
has been great.
Yeah,
So,
man.
how can people support you? What do you want to talk about, or is there any events you want to promote?
Yeah, most definitely. So they could, you could follow me on Instagram, Darius Starks Sax, website Darius Starks music.com, and we are having a Mother's Day event coming up. I play with two other saxophonists. One is here in Columbia, one is in Greenville, and our group is DSG.
DSG.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
guessing those are the initials of your first names.
Yeah. It's kind of a mixture. So it's David Glenn, Stephen Galloway, Darius Starks, and it's just a combination. We just came up with DSG. So we're having a Mother's Day event here in Columbia off of Two Notches, a new restaurant called The Palace.
Really?
Yeah. And so we're having a Mother's Day event there from 4 to 7.
Palace.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Where's the Palace? What
Two-notch.
would it be close to?
It's
here?
it's on Two Notch. Yeah. It's close
Like close
around
to
here.
Sand Hills?
Yeah,
Across.
close to Sand Hills. Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Sweet. And you got 35,000 followers. How'd that happen? Quick, or like was that just been a slow
Man,
build for a long time?
it's a couple videos that I posted around the same time went viral.
Really?
Yeah. And it was around the same time, and it just happened out of nowhere.
That's
and
great.
yeah, so now I have like a social media. She's over my social media, so we post twice a week,
Yeah.
consistent. And so we've just been moving forward with that. Yeah.
Who filmed you? Like, is she the social media person come and film you for weddings and stuff?
Yeah.
To get content?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like even destination ones, or is that your wife?
More so my wife, because she's in the
does
marketing
all
as
that,
well. Yeah. So if we're doing destination things, then she'll get
Nice.
some clips of me. Yeah.
Love that. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on the
And
show.
thank you for
it's been
having me.
awesome,
It's been a
man.
pleasure, man.
We're here for the health of it.
For the health of it.